The 8th of May, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Welcome back, Lou.
Thank you, Rabbi. Hi, Phil.
Hi, how you doing?
So, we are ready. Wow. I see I have marked off right before here. We got up to here on a week ago.
It's been a tough week, too.
That was the week. Okay. All right. So now we're ready to hear over here. Amar Rava Toshma. This is 6 lines from the top of the page. Kuf Ches Amid Aleph.
Kuf Tes
No, 108A.
of Ches.
Of Ches. In the off scroll, you're at 108A on the left column, where it says the Gemara resolves.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to have a resolution here. Rez Hashem. And so we call upon Lou to start the reading of the Gemara. Amar Rava.
Amar Rava. Rava said, Tashma, come and learn. Amar le'echad min hashuk. If a man said to one in the marketplace, excuse me, Heichan Shori, my eyes are looking well. Let's see. Heichan Shori, Ganavta. Here is my axe that you stole. Oh, sorry. Where is my axe that you stole? V'hu omer lo ganavti. And he said to him, I did not steal it. Mash bi'acha ani. I adjure you. The owner says, I adjure you. In other words, swear. He says, you got to swear. Va'amar amen. And he says, amen, which we learned is the same as he actually swore. The ha'edim me'idim oso sheginavo. And witnesses testified that he did steal it. Mishalem tashlumei kefo. He has to pay kefo. V'im hoda me atzmo. But if he admitted on his own, in other words, the witnesses did not come, and he thought better of it and decided to admit that he had lied, Mishalem Karen v'chomesh v'asham. He pays the principal and 1/5 and brings an asham offering. Hacha edim hu dime chayve le hifela. Now here, it is the witnesses who would have made him liable for the kefil. Hoda me atzmo in. When he admitted on his own, yes, he's liable to pay the 5th. Aval hoda achar edim lo. But if he admitted after the witnesses came, then he would not have to pay the fifth. V'i salka daitach shavua chayav to kefil potarto min ha-chomesh. Now, if it should enter your mind that an oath which makes one liable to kafel payment exempts one from paying the fifth, amai hoda achar edim lo, then why, if he admits after the witnesses testified, does he not have to pay the 1/5? Now let me read that again. Now, if it should enter your mind that an oath which makes one liable to kafel exempts him from 1/5, why, when he admits after the witnesses testify, does he not pay 1/5 surcharge? I don't get this question. It didn't say that he admitted after the witnesses. The case was either he admitted or the witnesses came. It never said a case where he admitted after the witnesses came. Where are they getting that from?
Yeah.
All right, let me finish this section and then
It does say that about Hoda Achar Edim.
then
He
you
did admit it
explain.
after the witnesses. He was a little late in his admittance. He's in a sense trying to get out of it, trying to play a double game. Once he admitted it, should be tough. Why? You didn't have to pay. You admitted it too late.
Mikti. Now let us see. Ha shavua lo ka mi chayva le thela. This oath did not make him liable to pay kafel. In other words, by itself, without the witnesses, he wasn't liable. Chum Shah, I'm sorry, Techayve Kumsha, Techayve Kumsha, it made him liable to the 1/5. I'm sorry, I got to get the door.
Okay.
Sorry about that. It made him liable to the 1/5. Ella love Shema Mina. Rather, do we not learn from this? Mamon Hamechayvo Kefel Hotarto Min HaChomesh. That money which makes one liable to kafel payment exempts him from the 1/5 surcharge. Shema Mina. Yes, we learned from this. Okay, Rabbi, explain it, please.
Okay. Well, the first thing we got to do is go over these words again. This is the brisa that the Tosas was quoting over here in the top Tosas that we did the other day. And I remember Tosas said that one of the times there was a Resha and a Seifa. I don't even see here that there's a Resha and a Seifa in this brisa, but Tosas said that one of the cases where it said Ba'atzmo was lavda, it wasn't really me'atzmo. But any case, let's leave that on the side for a second. Let's just see what we do have from this brisa over here. Okay, so Rav is bringing a brisa. The brisa is going to be mochiach one of the two studying that we had, whether it's mammon, which is or whether it's the shvua that it's machayev the kefil that patters the chomish. So, what's the case over here? Amar le'echa min hashuk. Jew number one says to Jew number two, Heichan shori sheganavta. Where's my shore that you stole from me? So he's accusing him of stealing his shore. Amar V'hu omer, he answers back, Lo ganavti, I did not steal it. So he's kofar. Mashbiach ani, I give you an oath. Make an oath. I'm administering to you an oath. Now seems to be outside of Bezdin. It's definitely outside of Bezdin. It says in the case, Amar le'echa min hashuk. He says to somebody from the shuk. So they're not in Bezdin. So he just tells him outside of Bezdin, I am adjuring you to make a shvua, and he answers Omein. So that amounts to a shvua, like we learned in the Gemora in Shavuos, even though it seems like it's outside of Bezdin. In any case, now witnesses come and they testify on this person that made this oath, Shiganvo. So now we got witnesses that this guy is a ganav, period. So why does he pay kefil? Not because of a shua that he made, not because of because we got witnesses that said he's a ganav. That's why he pays kefil. So,
but wait a second, isn't it a combination of the fact that he swore and there's witnesses?
If the witnesses come and he lied, that forces him to pay the case.
Okay, so one thing you have to realize over here. This case is not the case that we were talking about before. This person was never given the item as a custodian to watch over it. The guy is just accusing him of stealing his animal, and the guy says, "No, I didn't steal it."
What if he stopped there? He didn't swear. He didn't say amen. He just said, "No, I didn't steal it." And then the witnesses come. Would he have to pay kefil in that case?
Of course. Why not?
So so it's only, okay, fine, got it.
Right? The only time that the shvu comes in is if you have a custodian who was given the animal by the owner to watch, and when the owner demands the animal, the custodian says, "Oh, it was stolen." So in that case, if he's going to swear to that it was stolen, and now witnesses come and say, "No, it was at the time that he said it was stolen, it was in his backyard," then he's going to pay kefil because he's a ton tanas ganav who swore falsely.
And if he didn't swear falsely, if he just said it was stolen, but he didn't swear,
then he's not going to pay kefil. Not going to pay kefil. The only thing that happened in that case is that he's wrongfully holding the animal that belongs to so and so, and the witnesses proved that it wasn't stolen. He has it, so he's got to give it back. That's all. Okay, now it says V'im hoda me'atzmo. If this person who did make a shvua, if he would have been moda me'atzmo, So then, and now this what it means if he would have been Moda Ma'atzmo, that he after having taken the oath, he's Moda that he lied. Now here you don't need to have witnesses over here. He's going to pay Karen because he has the guy's animal. Now why is he going to pay Karen instead of Kefil? Because he's Moda. Because he's Moda B'Knas. Why is he paying Chomish? Because he took an oath and now he admitted that it was a lie. And so now, after his admission, he's paying Chomish, and he's going to bring an Osham. Now, this case that it says Hoda Ma'atzmo, I think it's a simple case of Hoda Ma'atzmo, meaning, like you explained it originally. We're talking about a case where the witnesses did not come, and he's making this admission after having sworn that it was that he doesn't have it. So he's got to pay. He's got to pay Chomish. Bring an Ushim. Now, so that's the case so far. Now, I think that's the whole brisa, as far as I understand. Now Rava's picking up, and he's saying what we can learn from this brisa. V'hahacha, in this case, edim hu d'mechayve lekfeila. Now Rava is saying that the edim are mechayev him kefil. Oh, that's what we said. We said that the edim are the ones that are mechayev him kefil, not the shvur.
Right.
Oh, now in the Seifa, oh, I see what they mean when they say Seifa. The Seifa is referring to the case where the brisa says V'im hoda me'atzmo. That's called the Seifa. So if, in other words, the scenario that we had the kfira of the mammon, and then we had the defendant swear that he did not steal it, and then he comes back and he's moda mi'atzmo, that he admits that he swore falsely. So in that case, he's going to pay Karen, Homish, and an Osham. So in that case, Hoda mi'atzmo, he will be chayav Homish. Aval hoda achar edim. But if he would have admitted after the edim had came, then he would not be chayav Homish. But he would be chayav kefil, because the witnesses made him chayav kefil when they testified that they saw that he in fact stole it. Okay, so that's it seems very clear that that's the Reisha and the Seifa. The Reisha is talking about a case where he swore that he didn't steal it, but witnesses come and say that he did steal it. So he's chayav kefil because of the witnesses. And Chomish, he doesn't pay Chomish because even if he would admit afterwards, that would not amount to anything. That would not be a hodah, that he would be. That's what I would say right now, without remembering what Tosa said. But what Rava wants to show over here is that what? Number one, the Eidim are the ones that are Machayev him Kefil, not the Shvua. And the case of the Seifa, where he was Moda Me'atzmo, without any Eidim coming, he would be chayiv to pay chomish, like it says in the brisa. He's mishalim keren chomish va'asham. So the Sefer says he's chayiv to pay chomish. So on that, Rava is medayik over here. Aval Hoda Akaredim, if he would have admitted, this is the what Rava is taking out from this brisa over here. If this person would have admitted after the witnesses came in the Seifa, lo, he would not be chayav a chomesh, but he would be chayav a kefo. That's what would come out. That's what Rava wants to say with coming out from the Reisha, what we learned from the Reisha. On that, so now, okay, so now we go to what Rava is saying. Shavua hamachayvo kefil potarto min chomesh. And if you thought that the shvua, which is machayev kefil, will exempt from a chomesh, because you can't be chayev on one shvua, kefil, and chomesh. If so, my hoda acher edim lo. Why in the case where he would be moda after the edim had come and testified that he was a ganav, would he? Why would the din be that he would not be chayev to pay a chomesh over there? Michti ha shavua lo kamachayva lekfela. In that case over there, this shvua was not machayev him to pay the kefo. Even without a shvua, he's going to be chayev in kefo because of the witnesses, like every other ganav in the world. Witness kefo. It's got nothing to do with the fact that he swore falsely that he didn't steal it. It's irrelevant. He's going to pay kefo. And if so even though he swore falsely, he will be paying chomesh over there. One second.
It's all part of the Esau Kedaita. You're not sure yet.
This is the Gemara. The Gemara says, the Rava says to chaybu chumsha in case he'll be chayav for that shvua that he made a chomesh, like the din of a gazlan who was administered an oath and he swore falsely. Before we see that it's mammon that it's a machayev kefil, and that will pater from chomesh. Let's see. Do we have any Rashi to help us out over here? We got some Rashi. Let's take a look at the Rashis.
Rashi starts it before this. There's a Omalachad in the Shuk. He speaks to somebody in the Shuk. She'ain shomer also, that I wasn't the shomer of your ox. And then the Rashi stating the facts. Right. And then it says meshpiach in but now he's asking to swear to me.
Right.
Mishum hoda ma'atzbo, because he admits by himself in the Sefer Nakad it was chosen. Aval mishum kefil But in regards to the kefil, below shua, nami mechayev. Even without a shua, he would still have to be chayev. You don't need the shua. It's independent whether you make the shua or not about having to pay the kefil. So he's asking him to swear. That's not going to affect him that he has to pay the kefil at all. It's like immaterial whether he swears or not. He still owes the kefil no matter what.
Right.
Who cares whether he admits or not?
Oh, now Rashi continues over here.
Okay, the Rashi then says trei chumshe or trei kefela. Trei is it two fifths or two kefela. Bechad gavra in one case. How is it? Hachi garsinen.
Oh boy. Okay, so that's all that Rashi does to help us out over here. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm not sure that may be later on. I don't know. Because this is talking, then the next says lekeren echad, only one keren. So this could be a later case in the Gemara. This may not be here. We have a lot of the page left. We're only at the top.
Yeah. Either that or we're our Gemara doesn't Goris what Rashi says to Goris. I see the Gemara is talking later on about Trey Humshe, but okay. That's after we understand this section over here that we're struggling to understand here. Okay, so we don't have any alternative other than to just go over this again and see if we can make some sense of it again. So let's clarify. Let's remind ourselves of what happened in this brisa. Rav is bringing this brisa. It's got a resha and a seifa, and Rav is going to deduce from this brisa over here, based upon some diuk that he has, that the way that we look at the matter is that mammon, any mammon that is machayev kefil, that will pater from the chomesh. Which remember what that means is that that the whole case comes on one case of the issue over here of this shore, and any kefil that was made chayev in regard to this shore, so that kefil will pater any chomesh that would become obligated as a result of that moment. We don't divide things up and say, oh, but it's not the shvur that was machayev the kefil was not machayev the chomesh. We split it up. No, we don't split it up. It's all in one box. That's what's coming out from what Rav wants to prove from this brisa. So, how does he do that? So again, Amalech bin Ashuk, Heichan Shori Sheganavta. Jew number 1 challenges Jew number 2. Where's the shore that you stole from me? He says back to him, lo ganafti, I didn't steal your shore. Mashbiacha ani, I adjure you, meaning that I'm administering to you an oath over here. So all you have to do is say amen, and that is regarded as though you've made an oath. So we got an oath over here. He says amen. And now the Edim come, and they are made that the guy is a ganav. They testify basically that he ganved this shore from this person. So therefore, in that case, what's the din? Mishalim tashlumi kefil. The guy is going to have to pay kefil. Is he going to have to pay anything else based upon the fact that he swore falsely? No. No. The fact that he swore falsely is, in this case over here, it seems to be a red herring. We'll have the same exact din without him making this shvua. That's the ratio. Now, in the second case, the Gemora says, "Ve'im hoda me'atzmo," but if instead of witnesses coming, if after having made that oath, so he goes ahead and is hoda me'atzmo, that the oath that he took was false, and that he admits, in other words, that he really did ganva the animal. He admits that he's a ganav. He admits that he swore falsely on the matter. So then he's going to be mashalim karen. He pays karen because of the principle moda b'knas potter. He doesn't pay kefil because he was a moda b'knas. The kefil is the knas, and he was moda mi'atzmo without witnesses coming, before witnesses came, and so therefore he pays only a karen. But since he made a false oath, he's got to pay chomish and osham. So here we see in this case that based upon the shvur that he made, he's going to pay chomish and bring an osham, but the kefil he doesn't pay. He's going to just pay a karen. That's the two cases. So Rava says, Edim hu de mechayve le kefil. In the Reisha, we see that it was the Edim that obligated him to pay kefil. It was not the shvur. But nevertheless, in the Seifa, when we say that if that shvur that he made was me'atzmo, there weren't any witnesses, but after having made the shvur, he admitted himself that in that case, yes, he will be chayav a chomish. That's what it says in the Sefer. Aval hoda acher edim. Oh, so Rava wants to make a deal from the Sefer. What do you see from the Sefer? The Sefer wants to get out a din that he's chayav to pay chomish. How does it get out a din that he's chayav to pay chomish? It's got to say that he was moda ma'atzmo. But, says Rava, if the case would have been that he's moda after witnesses already came, in other words, we don't have this case, not in the Reish, not in the Sefer, but he's moda, but Rava is proving that based upon what it says in the Sefer, and what it says in the Reish, really putting them together, we see if you have a in-between case where he would be moda after witnesses came, then he would not pay chomish. That's what Rava wants to get out from this brisa. He would not pay chomesh, but he would pay kefil based upon the fact that the witnesses came and testified that he was a ganav. If he makes a hodah after the witnesses come, that hodah doesn't help to pater him from the kefil. And since it doesn't pater him from the kefil, so he won't, and he also won't be chayiv in a chomesh. So you see that that's the case. Oh, he's chayiv kefil. Oh, he's pater from the chomesh. In that case of a hodah like that, they came after the witnesses. Now says Rava Isokadaito Shavua Hamachayev To Kefil Potarta Mina Chomish. If you thought that what? That it's possible that you could pay kefil and chomish in regard to one case of mammon, and only that when you have a shvua, which is machayev kefil, that will pater from the chomish, because you can't as a result of one shvua pay kefil and chomish. See, this is the part that needs thinking about. So then, amai hoda achar edim lo. Why would it be then that when he makes an admission after the witnesses come, that he's not chayiv to pay the chomish? Right? If you thought that look, it is possible. Oh, this is something that I didn't realize. Rav is understanding that if we say that a shvua, when we say shvua machayev to kefil potarta mina chomish, we mean to say as follows: that the only time where there will be a situation where you won't pay kefil and chomish, that principle that we know that you don't pay kefil and chomish together is where it concerns one shvua, that the shvua was machayev the kefil. That's the case where we say that the kefil paters the chomesh, but simply that you have a case that you have a case of mammon echad. You have a case of this cow that's in question over here. This shore, is he responsible for his shore, or is he not responsible for his shore? So the incurring of a chiyuv kefil doesn't mean necessarily that that is going to exempt you from a payment of chomish that was incurred as a result of a different shvua. Right? In other words, the case that we just got through talking about yesterday, that case with all the 6 steps, the case with the 6 steps, if you thought to say that, in that case, since you had in the first part of the case where he swore that it was stolen, and he was a custodian, and only like that, in that case, the shvua was what was machayev him in the kefil, because that was the case of Ton Tanis Ganav. So only a Ton Tanis Ganav, he's not an actual Ganav, he's a Ton Tanis Ganav that makes a taina that it was stolen from him, and then he swears on it, and then he's proven false by witnesses. But that's the case where we say it was the shvua that was mechayev him the kefil, the false shvua that he made was mechayev the kefil. In that case, he's not going to pay. He won't pay chomish. But and if we say that so even if there's going to be another shvua that he's going to make that it was lost from him, and according to that shvua that it was lost from him, and he's proven false on that shvua, he would be chayav to pay chomish on that shvua, because that shvua was not mechayivim kefil, and so that shvua was mechayivim chomish. Only because we say that. So what would be the din over there? That was Rabbi Bar Chama's question, whether there's going to be a payment of kefil and chomish in that case, because we don't say we put all of the both of the claims of that case into one box, and we say that's the box of one mammon. They were arguing about one deposited item, and therefore, if as a result of that one deposited item, there was two different claims and two different shvuas, and according to the first shvua, he was chayiv kefil, not chayiv chomish, because it pattered. But in the second shvua, he wasn't chayiv kefil, and therefore he was chayiv chomish. So if we say that no, it's all one mammon, and since it's all one mammon, and that one mammon he was chayiv kefil, that will patter the chomish. So that would be coming out on the side that mammon. That would be coming on the side that mammon is machayev the shvua, which patters the chomesh. So that's what Rava is saying over here. He's coming to disprove that side. He's coming to say, you see from this brisa here that side is not correct. Oh, and we're out of time. Okay. So, but remember that for tomorrow, Rava is coming to say, "Iso kedaitak shavua machayvo kefo potato mina chomish." Oh, no, actually, I said just the opposite. Just the opposite. What I said is correct. Rava is coming to prove the side that says that it's the way the kefil patters the chomish is that it's all in one box. It's all called mammon echad, and that kefil will patter the chiyuv chomish that was incurred in a second shvua. That's the side that Rava wants to prove, and he says he's got a proof of that from this brisa over here. And think about that, and we will continue tomorrow, Bez Hashem.
Okay, take it.
All the best. Everybody have a happy and healthy Lag BaOmer.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
and make sure you know where your children and your grandchildren are.
Oh yes. In Bnei Yaakov, they have huge fires, or is that a thing of the past?
Well, what they're doing in Neve Yaakov, at least in the cheder that my grandchildren go to, is that they have co-opted the whole thing, and everybody, all the boys in the cheder come to the cheder, and they have a community fire over there, and everybody knows that the boys are over there. No, so nobody. So that's the way they've done it.
Mm.
So they invite the parents and the grandparents and everybody else, and so that's the main idea, that everybody knows where their children and their grandchildren are. And they also, the Rav comes to speak, even I believe other speakers come. So they try to make it as a spiritual of an event as they possibly can.
Yeah.
And a safe event as possibly they can.
Good. Okay.
That's the story over here in Neve Yaakov.
I'm sorry, I don't think I'll see you tomorrow because the appointment's at 10:15.
Oh, okay.
And to Newton Hospital again.
Okay, so it should go well. Be'ezus Hashem.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Be'ezus Hashem.
All right.
Okay, so we'll see everybody when we see them.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good day.
Bye for
Have
now.
a good day.